What is up, everyone? That's right. After a few weeks back and a really late Ahsoka review, once again, sorry to the page for Betty. Back for another review here on Want Real Entertainment. Really excited to talk about this film, and of course, I had to bring in the most unfriendly but fun person in this entire space that I'm glad to call a friend, and that's Jeff Alterman.
That sounded rude.
Hey, it wasn't rude because, like I said, I'm still glad to call you a friend. We both know you're like you're the Oscar the Grouch of this entire after space.
I don't know what
fan.
you're talking about. Where did this come from? This is an attack you invited me on here.
Oh, it's not
Very
the first
rude.
time or anything. Oh, stop! You know I'm messing around. How have you been,
So
Jeff?
rude. Oh my god, I'm done. Goodbye. No, I've been good. I watched this movie a week before at the time of this recording, and was it? No, I saw it 2 weeks ago, maybe almost 2 weeks ago. Guys, I saw it a while ago. Yeah, so I've been sitting on it for a little bit. This is not some fresh opinion. I got a chance to kind of sit with it on seeing that I like it more or less than when I actually saw the movie or not. So why don't you say exactly what is this movie? What are we here to talk about?
So we're here to talk about Gran Turismo, and unlike Jeff, I just saw this last. So my review is a little bit more fresh. I've had a day essentially to marinate on my thoughts on it. So unlike him, I might be a little bit more friendly to it. But I'll start this off. It's a fun movie. I am not gonna take that away from it. It is an absolutely fun movie. In a world of video game adaptations, this isn't one of them. It's weird considering it is a Gran Turismo movie. This is more like a biopic that just happens to involve a video game.
That's exactly what it is. It's not a game adaptation. It happens to have a couple of visual cues and sounds and stuff that all are references or celebrating the game. It's very obvious that this movie seems to be made by people that really like this game. I've actually somehow never played it. I know it's just a racing game, or I'm sorry, as the movie makes sure to definitely put it through in your mind. It is a simulator, not a game.
A sim.
But
sim.
This is
sim,
the story of this is the story of Jan Martinborough and how he went through the GT Academy in order to become the first video game player to actually really put his money where his mouth was, and to show that you can take someone, as the tagline says, from gamer to racer. So that it's somehow exactly what you think is going to happen is exactly what does happen. And it's a matter of does that predictability, is that a positive, a negative? How does that make you feel about the movie overall? For me, I'm somewhere in the middle on there. I like the movie. I enjoy it. I think that it is a fun time. It hits a lot of the beats that we all felt it was going to hit. It had some stuff that I wasn't a big fan of. But overall, I enjoyed myself, especially because of David Harbour, who has been at the center of a lot of the marketing. You like David Harbour?
David Harbour is my favorite part of this movie. Here, it's not for people who've watched this channel for years. It's not a surprise or an unknown fact that I'm not the biggest fan of Stranger Things. David Harbour is actually one of the reasons I watched that. But when you look at his filmography, you're just like, huh, this guy doesn't have a lot of great stuff there.
Just a working actor who happened to be in a really popular thing, and people like
he's a very you could argue he's a high-end character actor, high B-list, low A-list type actor, right? I think that's fair to put right about now. Would you, with how things have turned out with him, wouldn't you say?
I'd say right now he's mostly just a character actor. He's just a really reliable guy who could be there for a supporting performance.
Yeah,
He hasn't really had many chances as lead actor. You know, one of his only attempts as a lead actor was the
Hellboy.
ill-adventured as Hellboy, which, by the way, I don't hate as much as everyone else. But
Oh, I hated that
he was
movie. I
a
was bored
fan.
shitless.
Yeah, he was a fan. I got it for $5 in 4K.
Oh god.
He was a great. He's a
I,
great Hellboy.
he was the best part of that movie. But Jeff, I remember it was a Black Friday deal. I remember that because I looked at it and I'm like, I liked him, but
Do I like it $5 amount? And yeah, this movie is definitely worth $5.
and I'm not saying this as like backhanded compliment. This is probably his best performance out of like everything that I can think of that I've seen him in. Like, this is probably his best performance.
Yeah, and it's one thing that I want to call attention to is we're really focusing on him, and for me, that's a positive and a negative. We're really focusing on him because he's so good.
Yes.
The kid who actually stars in the movie, he's
pretty
fine.
Okay, he's decent.
He's
decent.
fine. He gets the job done. He's reliable for it, but at the same time, I don't know. I don't know if it's that the story itself didn't call for enough from him, or the script, or what. But he didn't. I don't think he was given enough, and he wasn't able to bring a lot to the table that wasn't present in the script.
Yes.
Someone else who didn't have a lot in the script and tried to bring something to the table was Orlando Bloom, and I gotta say, I don't know, he just seemed like annoying. He just seemed like I don't know. I didn't really get why he was there after being there at the very beginning. He always felt out of place. And I don't know if it was because of him or because of how he was written, but something didn't work there for me.
I actually agree with you there. We were talking a little bit before this. Mm-hmm. It felt like his character was so paper thin that he just tries to overact in it, and it's to the detriment of everything. He's the marketing guy who's only caring about the marketing aspect of what they're doing. And, you know, marketing guys, for some reason, whenever they are written as these paper thin characters, always tend to be overacted. Let's be honest. Orlando Bloom didn't need to be in this movie. He's sitting there just still cashing his royalty checks from Pirates of the Caribbean and the Lord of the Rings trilogy. That man is still rolling in the dough from those. So he doesn't need to be there. It's just something fun to do and get out the house.
Yeah. Yeah, this is just Will Turner collecting a paycheck. And it's just... it's fine.
It feels like, wrong to say, but yeah.
But yeah, so I think the weakest part of this movie, though, was the script, and it's because of the script that some actors can or cannot bring more to the table as a result. The racing itself was pretty exciting.
That was awesome.
It was pretty exciting. I don't know if I found it as exciting as like Ford v Ferrari, but no, it was good. It was good, and what I liked how it had many visual cues paying homage to the game, in which this is obviously a 2 hour 14-minute commercial for. This is showing, look how awesome Gran Turismo is.
You're not wrong.
So this is a biopic. It's a video game. It's a video game movie. No. It's actually next in a series of 2023 movies about products. There's been so many this year. There's been so many movies about product. Air, Blackberry is, I think, the best of them all. Barbie, Flamin' Hot, The Beanie Bubble.
I haven't watched that yet. But yeah,
It's fine. It's co-directed by Al Gore's daughter.
no, but the
Yeah, I think that's it.
the visual cues from the
Release
game
that.
were nice. Like there's a part where he's driving away from the cops, and like that part that I got laughs out of me.
Yeah.
There's certain parts where he's getting in the zone, and you see this combination of him imagining he's playing the game in that moment and taking like that stuff was cool visually. Neil Blomkamp does a great job with that. Like I said, I had more fun with it. It's more fresh in my mind. I haven't had 2 weeks to sit on it and marinate on it. That's the downside of this business. So my rating could
I feel the same
go
as I
down.
left the theater though, so I haven't actually like changed an opinion since then. Now, the other thing, another performance I do want to point out is someone who had even I think less on the paper, just completely stereotypical role as Jan Marnborough's father, Steve Marnborough, Jaimin Hansu. Everything that he was given is so expected. It is exactly what you've seen in 100 movies that like this. But also, Jaimin Hansu is a great fucking actor.
Yes, he does. And he knocks it out of the park.
Consistent, underutilized everywhere. If he takes what is literally nothing new and that you've seen a million times, and he knocks it out of the park. Exactly. Yeah. He's so good in this too. In his limited amount of time, he has one scene there near the end that is just like it may be the most emotional moment in the movie, and there's nothing that you didn't see coming in that scene.
Right.
But it's just
but you're there, you're like, it's got something. It's got something to me. It's got something. Yeah. No. Funny enough, I took my buddy Kutso, and you talk about this being a product placement movie and Jaimin Hansu. He's like, Jaimin Hansu needs his own like leading man role besides being the co-lead in Blood Diamond.
The last time he was like what properly utilized was Blood Diamond. That's 17 years ago.
But the other thing he said, going back to the product placement, he's like, all right, well, I was thinking about getting a next gen system, and just watching this movie alone has made me want to turn, because he's like, I've been a lifelong Xbox guy. My next system is going to be a PS5 just because I want to start investing in GT. I was like, you're kidding, right? I hung out with him today. He's like, no, I'm getting a PS. He showed me how he had started looking up stuff to actually invest and play Gran Turismo. And I was like, wow, this is that was the intention making this movie. I mean, but hey, so
it
Jeff,
is a fucking commercial, dude.
If you're gonna rate this movie,
but
Jeff,
it's a good one.
What do you? Yes, it is. It's a very good 2-hour commercial.
It's good. It's not amazing. But here's the deal. Neil Blomkamp, director, by the way, just want to point out, he is a very interesting filmmaker, to say the least. He burst on the scene, to say the least, with District 9, multi-Oscar nominee, including Best Picture. It is an incredible feat for a debut movie like that. Just one of the all-time great debuts, I think. And then his follow-up movie was Elysium, which is definitely a sci-fi movie that exists. It's definitely a movie that has a lot on its mind. It has a lot on its mind, and I think it has on its mind, and it doesn't quite know how to say what's on its mind. There's some cool stuff in there. It doesn't really all come together. Then there's Chappie, which is also
a sci-fi movie that exists.
Well, it's unique. And then the last movie he made, which came out on VOD at the height of the lockdowns, it's called Demonic, and it's like a virtual reality exorcism type movie with like black ops priests involved, and like that sounds insane. The movie is awful. Like, it is by far the worst thing that I've seen him do. It's kind of baffling how it takes all of these insane ideas and makes it the most bizarrely bad movie I had seen in quite some time when I saw that movie. Now this one, by virtue of me liking it, it's already the movie that I rank at the top right under District 9 because I don't like any of his other movies. So with that, I give it a 3 out of 5. All right. The 3 out of 5 is, to me, it's fresh. It's a positive rating. I don't think it's anything great. I do think that it is exciting enough, interesting enough, and by the end, you're going to get swept up in every single last cliche. Also, there's a love interest thing that happens in the movie, and that goes absolutely nowhere, and it means absolutely nothing. And it's just like, we need this guy to just have some sort of a love interest for some reason. I can tell you right now, this movie a little too long. One of the things I'd cut the entirety of this thing. Let him just be solely focused on this and not. I don't care. I don't care about this love interest thing. I care about this kid wanting to race, kinda, and then I won't care about David Harbour doing literally anything great. Enjoyment Hunter.
Yes. We care a lot. We care about a lot of the same things. I think those effect shots and the racing shots hit me a little bit more, so I'm going to bump my rating up to a 4. And David Harbour's performance is just so good, So those between the effect shots and you could tell the loving care he put into this film. That's why I'm giving it a 4. Could it go down like a 3.5 in the future? Possibly, but for now, solid 4. Not great, not perfect, but still very fun movie, especially in this time where, what we got coming out the rest of this year is like all we got in terms of movies. So you better start investing in reality TV or getting
studios,
comfortable.
Pay your fucking actors and writers. It's so obvious that they've lost this. They're just... Oh man, they are a bloated corpse that will not sink to the bottom of the ocean. They are just going to continue to pretend like they know what they're doing and float. No.
Yep.
God, these studios. Just pay people. Pay people. It's not our fault that you might have lied to your investors about what your streaming numbers are. It's not our fault that either you owe everyone every bit they think that they're owed from how much you boosted those ratings, or you've artificially inflated them and your stock's in crisis as soon as people find out. That's your fault, studios.
And now you're taking some of the stuff that you sure would never be off of the streaming service and about to sell it. So how does that affect those contracts? We don't know. But we do know.
Oh, man. We're going off the rails, just like one of the scenes in Gran Turismo. Out in theaters finally after a delay.
Yes. Be sure to check that out, folks. But signing off, I'm Matt. That's Jeff. Be sure to check out Watt Gaming, our sister channel, run by the amazing Taylor Cleek. And just like, follow, and subscribe to everything we do over here at Watt Real Entertainment. And we'll see you next time. Hopefully soon with myself, Jeff, and Paige, and so many of the other faces that you know and love. So until then, talk to you later. Peace out.